Hi everyone, welcome to Rogue Cooking CSA Style. So we are almost ready to finish up our fall share, and we've got some beautiful, beautiful root vegetables that are sitting in my fridge, possibly sitting in yours. And tonight we're going to do a really simple dish that Maud loves to call roasted roots. The best part about this is that you can modify it in any number of ways. Today what we're going to be working with are turnips and onions. We've got carrots, we've got parsnips, we've got potatoes, and we're also going to be adding a little bit of cabbage and some beets. I tend to add the beets last because I don't like them bleeding all over everything else, and I like to just cut the cabbage up in chunks and put it over the top. Okay, so once you have your vegetables chunked up, I like to do really nice big chunks. That just tends to work really well for me. You're going to use olive oil, and you're just going to put in a bunch of glugs. That's how scientific it gets. I would say a couple of tablespoons of oil right onto those vegetables. Now another tip that I'll tell you is that sometimes if I'm in a hurry, the potatoes can kind of hold up this dish. Usually it cooks well in about 25 to 30 minutes, but sometimes the potatoes need a little bit more time. So if I'm in a hurry, I just go ahead and steam the potatoes for a few minutes before putting them in, and that kind of gives them a head start. So I've got some olive oil in here. I'm sprinkling some sea salt generously. I've got some all-purpose seasoning, and I'll do some fresh herbs on top. Okay, so as soon as you have your vegetables all tossed in oil and a little bit of salt, pepper, whatever other seasonings you like to use, you're going to make sure that they're tossed nice and well, and then you're going to put them into a baking dish. And I like to do the beets last so that they don't bleed all over everything. Just going to kind of sprinkle those around. And then I'm going to sprinkle some dried herbs. I happen to have some rosemary and parsley that I've dried from the summertime. It's going to go on top. Just a little bit more salt and pepper. And then we're going to top it off with the cabbage. I kind of like the way that it steams on top and then gets a little bit crispy in the oven. Kind of holds in the moisture. And this is going to go into the oven at 375, and I would start checking it at 25 minutes. Okay, so you know they're done when you take a fork and see that they are tender. And if they need a little bit more time, you can just let them keep going, but you should see a little bit of crispiness on top. Nice and delicious roasted root vegetables. Thanks so much. See you next week.